Do you feel like you need some extra stress reduction in your life? I have some 4 unconventional tips for introverts to manage their stress better right now. Hi, I'm Sarah Lewis, and today I want to give you 6 tips for reducing stress right now. So it's October of 2020 during this filming, and the election is about a month away, and the coronavirus is still going strong. So we have a lot of extra stress right now, and as introverts we tend to allow ourselves rest to get back our energy, right? And that usually means like we take a nap, or we read a book, or we make a good playlist and listen to some music, or we paint, or we draw. And those are like our normal self-care techniques, which is great, and we should be giving ourselves extra permission to do those things right now, because these times are very draining right now, and protecting our energy and doing our self-care is super, super important all the time, but even more so now when things are just so crazy in the world. So we have a lot of those techniques that we default to, but I want to give you a few extra tips that you can maybe incorporate into your arsenal and give yourself permission to do these things and to take the time to do these things, because you may need extra self-care right now. So here are a few ideas for reducing stress right now. The first is to reduce Facebook time. So it seems like Facebook is the main culprit for like the political nastiness that's going on. It is, at least for me. I don't see it as much on Instagram or on YouTube. So what I want to suggest to you is 2 things about handling, like minimizing that political harshness that's going on right now. One is you can be super brave and delete the Facebook app from your phone. It sounds crazy, but literally it's so tempting to have it on your phone. Just delete the entire app from your phone, from now until maybe Thanksgiving, or till the end of the year, or till whatever time you want, or just always leave it off and maybe see if you get more productive. If that sounds a little bit too crazy and you can't really leave Facebook that much, I know we do use it for business. My other suggestion is to not log in, to log out and just stay logged out as much as possible. Or when you do, if you log in, spend your time on it, whatever it is, 15 minutes, and then log out. Don't just leave it, because those notifications keep popping up and they keep drawing you in. I know for me, I hate having notifications on my phone. I want them all cleared out all the time. So when I see a Facebook notification pop up, I tend to go in and check it, right? So if you can just not log in, like I log out at night, and what I've done lately is I've just not logged in until I'm like, oh, maybe I should post something on Facebook. And that's what makes me log in, not the notifications that pop up on my phone. Okay? So just really, really minimize the temptation to log into Facebook. The second way to reduce stress is to say no more often. We tend to be people pleasers and we say yes to a lot of things, but things are just too chaotic right now to keep adding things to our plate, right? So practice saying no. Say no more often. Turn down, extra work that may be coming in, or turn down invitations if you need to rest instead. Say no to your kids, like thousands of requests, and they may fight you, but they'll get over it. Kids are very resilient, okay? So just say no more often. The number 3 way to reduce stress right now is to manage your weekly workload a little better. So I don't know about you, but I sit down and plan out my week to-dos, like on Monday morning, or maybe you do it Sunday night. We tend to overestimate how much work we can actually get done in a week. So if you have a week where you have a ton of client-facing meetings, or you have a lot of appointments, like maybe you have to go to a doctor's appointment and record a podcast and send 5 emails or whatever it is. Those things all take up time that we can't devote to working on the behind the scenes stuff, the administrative stuff. So what we do is we tend to plan our week thinking that we have 8 hours of available free time to get everything done that we need to, when in reality we have appointments that are taking up some of those 8-10 hours of the day. So start lowering your expectations for the week and actually planning less, because you actually have less time than you think you do. So you're going to feel more successful if you actually look at your schedule and see that there are things that are already taking up the time when you could be doing your administrative work. When you plan a little better, you'll feel less overwhelmed and you'll feel more successful. The fourth way to reduce stress right now is to lower your expectations for your child's schooling. So I know so many kids right now are still home and learning virtually. And for the really young ones, like kindergarten through 3rd, 4th grade, it's like elementary school age kids, they are not wired to sit still. And if you're sitting with them and, constantly asking them to sit still, pay attention, sit still, can you stop doing that? Can you stop playing with that toy? Your expectations are actually impossible. Like, children are not wired to sit still. They won't sit still. So what it's doing is putting stress on them, because they cannot function by sitting still, and it's putting stress on you because you're like trying to control something that cannot be controlled. So lowering your expectations and maybe giving your child like a stability ball to sit on, one of those bouncy balls, or letting them actually play with a fidget spinner or doodle while they're listening. I can guarantee they're still listening, they just cannot sit still. So stop putting that pressure on them and on yourself, to be the perfect school child, because elementary kids they don't have that in their ability. Their brains are literally not wired to sit still and pay attention. So let them just be a kid and see how it kind of reduces your stress and maintains your energy when you take control out of the equation. The fifth way to reduce stress right now is to get really, really clear on your goals for this final quarter of 2020. So 4th quarter is here. We do not have to throw in the towel and think this year is a complete waste. If you get really super clear and take the time to write down a few things that you want to happen by the end of the year, so December 31st, 2020, you'll know what you need to work on, because right now with so many distractions and so much chaos going on, we have to be really clear and focused on what we're working on. So make sure you set some very clear goals. Maybe it's just one. Maybe there's one thing that is a big project that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. Or maybe it's 3 or 4 like smaller things that you can work on, like one in a month. Again, we're not trying to overload you, but we do need to get clear on exactly what needs to happen for the end of the year. And once you have a target, once you know where you're heading, then it helps you focus, it gives you a clarity, and your work becomes way more productive. Okay, the 6th and final way to reduce your stress right now is to go outside for a walk. It's fall, y'all. So many people are loving fall that it's a beautiful time of the year to go out and experience nature, which I'm sure, as you know, reduces stress. So just going for a 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk, whatever it may be, breathing in the fresh air, checking out the leaves, enjoying the cooler temperatures, and just seeing the scenery is a great way to reduce stress. So leave me a comment or reply back and let me know which one of these 6 strategies you're going to use to reduce stress. See you next time.